want to get into right now. Crack my neck a little bit stiff here and there. So yeah, today I'm not really sure either, and I'm gonna try to do topical things every day, or every time I do these, I'm gonna try to put something out there, have it structured, have a topic of some kind. This time, I think I'm just gonna free flow it. So maybe I'll have these once in a while too. I'll have some free flowing ones. Again, this is kind of organic. I kind of like that. I'm actually coming from a counseling session, and I know that people might be like alerted, like, oh man, that guy must be really crazy or weird or something like that. It's like, no, I'm just trying to sort out some problems in my life right now. There's been a lot of things going on in my life past 2 or 3 years that I've needed a little bit more help with, that I haven't been getting at home from any friends, family, or anybody else. So yeah, and I just started these up. I started these up probably, I don't know, a couple months ago. So it's not like, this is it's been going on for a long time or anything like that. I just kind of started doing this just to see what it would be like, I guess. I guess I'm just kind of testing the waters on counseling and how it works. And I was going to go to like therapists and psychologists and stuff, because I've had some issues that I haven't really quite been able to suss out myself or figure out, like mood or brain disorders, psychological things that might be happening that you really can't diagnose yourself. And if you go out and try to do Google searches on everything, you'll probably just have panic attacks just thinking about certain things that you probably don't even have. But you'll get yourself all worked up over nothing, and come to find out maybe you're just bipolar, maybe you just have maybe you have acute schizophrenia, or maybe you have something weird going on in your life, which it isn't uncommon to have some of these mental disabilities. And I wouldn't even consider them disabilities. I'd just say that they're, maybe mental hurdles. Let's just say it's more of a hurdle. It's probably a little bit extra than what your average person has to go through. You just have to go through a little bit more than the average individual when it comes to psychological issues. Your day-to-day life, you'll still be a relatively normal person, and some people might have it worse than others, whether it be personality disorders, schizophrenia, bipolar, mood disorders, mood swings, whatever they have. It comes in different shades, different colors. Everybody's different, everybody's unique. All their experiences are unique to themselves. Some people have had more traumatic. We're going through a tunnel right now, so I should have beeped. Everybody's past and everybody's life is different. So it's going to look different for everybody. So you shouldn't judge one person and out of an entire, group of people and say that they're all like that or they're all like this. Especially when it comes to when people have belief systems and people have a certain set of ideals and stuff like that. People are who they are on their own and don't usually represent, unless they're coming to you with a message of some kind, and they might be representing a company or an organization or something like that, or representing even an entity, and they say that they're about that. With my belief system, I do represent God, I represent Jehovah, I'm a reflection of Him, His qualities and stuff like that. Being a spiritual person, you are kind of representative of that. And I'd say that he's definitely helped me a lot with this stuff too. My issues, problems like that. And people, you know, there's a lot of people out there that do seek out God whenever they start having issues like this, and I wouldn't say that that was solely my purpose, seeking out God because I wanted help with this. It was more or less I was just lost, confused, not sure where I was going in my life. And I think a lot of people are, to be honest. They're lost, confused, and they don't want to seek out God because they may not be thinking that either they're worthy, or they don't want to give up certain traditions or certain lifestyle patterns, or they just don't want the truth about it, you know, even if it's something that might hurt them in a sense, but it's actually probably going to heal them more. Knowing the truth, confronting it for what it is, confronting your past demons, confronting whatever it is, and maybe getting it out of your life, you know, throwing the garbage out essentially, and just moving on and connecting with that spiritual force, that power that's going to bring you together, unite you, and give you a sense of oneness, a sense of calm, peace. And some people, you know, in false religions and, you know, other ideologies will I don't know how you say. I'm starting to lose my train of thought a little bit because I'm trying to make a turn and stuff. My attention's going. They will spread little lies, or they'll spread mistruths about stuff all the time, and that's common. I don't know if I want to leave this thing running, because I don't really know if I want to do any editing to this. I guess I can. Just go in there and see if I can get out of there really quick. Just leave it for a second. And come back and then edit it, I guess, later. Yeah. I'll be back here in a minute. That was good. It would have been nice if I actually got that. I should have got a picture of it. I could, but I don't know if I want to. No, it doesn't matter. So yeah, camera's still on. Yeah, the guy had some chapstick in there that somebody sells, and it's chicken poop. But it's not actually chicken. It's weird. It's just a normal chapstick, but it says chicken poop on it. It says organic chicken poop. The weirdest thing I've seen in a long time. And it's a real thing, too. I'm sure I could probably look it up. So yeah, got a few munchies and stuff. Got my duos. Got some duos and stuff. I love these things. I love getting these all the time. But, so yeah, so I started baby back up. I'm going home. On my way back, I've got a few things. That's it. What was the topics I was on? False religion, stuff like that. People get in there and mess things up. Misleading people. And I was just coming back from a counseling session, like I said. I don't even know what the actual topic, you know, like, if I could go back into that same thing. But yeah, just, in general, I guess I could go into some of the stuff that we were talking about. The voices, let's say people have voices in their head, right? Sometimes people have inner dialogues, inner monologues. They have things that, you know, go on in the background, you know, maybe when they get into autopilot mode or whenever they're just driving or doing whatever. They talk to themselves, which is something I do, why I'm doing this. But sometimes it's just an internal thing. But sometimes there might be a few other characters that come in there. A few other characters that you might have developed in there. Voices that come and go, or some that stick around, maybe to plague you or to cause havoc. And you must have put them in there yourself. If you had some, I don't know, could have been a girlfriend, or could have been an employee, or could have been a boss. Could have been just something dumb. And now you have this idea in your head, or you have that person in your head always like badgering you. And perhaps that's just causing more anxiety and strife in your life. And you just have to keep on combating that somehow, or finding a way to not let that control you, I guess, especially if they're negative. So I do have conversations in my head often. I discuss things. Just trying to get through the, some of the meandering, some of the long days, and sometimes I'll come up with some good ideas in there. Sometimes it's not all bad. It's a mixed bag. But it is an interesting thing, I guess, to dive into, like the voices. And there's stuff that I've seen in music videos and various artworks and pieces and movies and stuff that kind of, it's like their depiction of that. And that's not even to touch on the spiritual elements, which I don't think some people do. The spiritual elements to the world that we live in currently. And some people think you're crazy for talking like that, and some people, Adam and Eve, right? Eve was spoke to by a serpent, right? Wasn't really talking to her, it was just Satan, who is an invisible spirit creature, talking through the serpent, kind of like a puppeteer type deal, or something, something like that. And that's basically all that was. And you don't think he can do that with people? You don't think he can do that with other things too? In reality, in real life? That's that's something. If you believe what the Bible actually teaches, which some people don't, a good portion of people don't, and if you don't even believe in the spiritual elements of these things, if you claim to be a Christian, maybe you don't have a good understanding of these topics, that Satan is actually a real entity that exists. He is out there to deceive you. He is out there to manipulate you. He is out there to distort your whole reality. It's, if you brush that kind of stuff under the rug, then that makes it that much easier for him to mess with you, And I'd like to touch on this one thing, because this was actually on an art piece, right? This is an art piece. I consider, like, music and all that stuff, like Vincent van Gogh paintings and stuff like that. I usually look into a lot of these things, music, TV, movies. Whenever I get into stuff, I get into it. I'll dissect it for its spiritual elements and stuff that might be going on underneath the surface. So I dive in. I get into the depth. Let's see. This particular artist, I really love her. Really like her. She's a very inspirational person. Very cool. But she has an album that just came out, and she's a new indie artist, right? And she talks about in interviews, the album represents like those, maybe your past demons and stuff like that, the stuff that's just in your head and all that. All my demons greeting me as a friend. And I thought that was kind of funny. Because that's exactly what the Bible talks about. All my demons greeting me as a friend. Well, that's exactly how Satan's going to try to get in your life too. He's going to greet you as a friend, and he's going to try to make it seem like, he's maybe a relative, maybe he's, a good angel, maybe he's an alien. He's going to masquerade as an angel of light. And there are scriptures that point these out, and I'll probably do another on-screen thing. He masquerades as an angel of light. He's very deceptive, and he's very good at what he does. So I thought that was, I don't know if you want to call that, no, it wouldn't be considered irony, but a coincidence, maybe? Because I don't know if that chick really believes, I don't know if that woman, or that girl believes in the spiritual elements to life. She might be a spiritual person, I think she is, but the reality of like real demons greeting you as an actual friend, and if you talk to them and interact with them, like spirit guides and stuff like that, which new agey stuff, like I said, I've touched on that in other videos. I might want to do update videos on those, because that's when I was just starting my walk. Those aren't a very good representation of who I am now, and I think I might have even swore in a couple of them. Not the best. So I need to maybe update some of that stuff, or take down some of those videos or something. I might leave them up, but because it gives you more depth on the stuff that was going on. I just talked about voices and all that stuff. That was whenever I didn't understand that stuff at all. I haven't done any research. I hadn't done any research at that point. I had done a little bit, but it was more conspiracy related. I know that psychologically we can manipulate ourselves even. We can fool and trick ourselves into thinking and believing things. So it's a very tricky game, but Satan knows how to play us, you know. He knows how to warp and distort our perceptions. So you have to be very cautious and not get too caught up in things like that, especially conspiratory things, thinking that everybody's out to get you and the whole world is, you know, because the world is, you know, a pretty harsh place to live in sometimes, but if you have that faith in God, faith in Jehovah, and you know that He means the best for you, He has your best interests at hand, and that He's going to get rid of all this, you have the hope for the future and all that, you don't have to worry about anything. See, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of great darkness, or the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, knowing you are with me, right? That's a scripture. I wish I knew some of these actually off the top of my head more, like the actual scriptures, but I figure even citing them is good. But yeah, I'm gonna leave off here because I'm at my destination. That was just something I wanted to talk on. Wanted to kind of spew about a little bit. So yeah. I hope everybody has a good one. Keep on seeking Jehovah. If you're not somebody that's really that interested right now, I pray that you start a spiritual walk, or you try to look into this stuff a little bit more. I pray for anybody that, you know, happens to be out there on a spiritual walk. Hopefully they find the truth. And yeah. So I'll leave off here. Have a good one. See you later. So